Now, as I was saying,
Number 14. Little Fighter 2.
here we have yet another game from the late 90s, and yet another modest paradise. No, not that either, but at least that's a decent game to say the least. Little Fighter 2 is a tournament-style beat-em-up created in 1999, which is, again, highly customizable, just like Mugen. This game's modability is so high, you can customize the shit out of this game with any custom characters of your choosing. There's so many download links on Google, Yahoo, and whatever the fuck search engine you use. Search up characters for this game and you will get tons of results. For example, for you Narutards out there who are watching this video, check this out. Or maybe you Bleach bitches will want something like that too. What's the matter? Ultimate Night Wyndham XP too high spec for your PC to handle? And check this out. This is Gundam Seed Little Fighter 2. This is pretty much the equivalent of Ultimate Night Wyndham XP Seed mod in 2D form. Play as any of your favorite mobile suits from Seed and Seed Destiny and battle out with your friends or CPU players. It's your call. There's also an upgraded version of Little Fighter 2 called Little Fighter 2.5, which seems to have some polished gameplay, but I don't know if it has as many custom characters for it yet, since it's a bit more recent than the classic Little Fighter 2. Also, there's another one called Little Fighter 3 Turbo, which is apparently more faster paced than the other ones. But again, don't know how much modability that one has either. Either way, if you want to beat 'em up that is not a biohazard for Intel video cards and single core processors, then here you go. Whether it be Little Fighter 2, Little Fighter 2.5, or Gundam Seed Little Fighter 2, or whatever the hell you do to it, it's your call, because either way, this game is epic win.
Number 15. Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds.
Remember the game Star Wars Empire at War, released in 2006 by Petroglyph? Have you always wanted to play that game, but your PC kept going into cardiac arrest every time you tried the demo for it? Well, say no more, because this is the answer to that problem. Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds is, without a doubt, Empire at War in 2D form. Originally released in 2002, this game has a whopping 6 factions to play as. 8 factions if you include the expansion pack called Clone Campaigns, which was released not too far after Episode 2 hit theaters. One of the most unique and rarest things to come by with this game, though, is that it has walls and gates buildable as objects. Whatever happened to walls and gates in RTS games? I mean, all the classic Command & Conquer games had walls and gates buildable, but ever since Command & Conquer Generals, it's like walls and gates became taboo. What the fuck? Well, Red Alert 3 has walls, so that's somewhat of a good thing, but the only problem is that Red Alert 3 was ass compared to its predecessors. But in conclusion, if you always wanted to play Star Wars Empire at War, Galactic Battlegrounds is your ultimate answer to that prayer that will not kill your PC.
Number 16. Sonic the Hedgehog Classic Collection.
Sonic the Hedgehog. We all remember him back in the 90s as one of the best and fastest-paced side-scrolling game sagas ever. Not like today where Sega just tried to kill off Sonic, but thank God they're starting to come to their senses by trying to redeem Sonic by releasing Sonic Colors and Sonic 4. Those games were fucking awesome. In case none of you knew though, there were in fact classic Sonic games that were ported to the PC. These games, as we all know, can be so fast-paced at times that it can sometimes become nauseating just trying to keep up with what's going on the screen. Whether you pick Sonic 1, 2, 3, Sonic & Knuckles, or Sonic CD, all of these games here are epic win, and Intel video cards will not spaz out with these games one bit.
Number 17. Civilization 3 and Master of Orion 2.
Sid Meier's Civilization franchise is extremely well known and very popular, especially with the recent release of Civilization 5, but since your PC can't possibly handle Civ 5, here's what to improvise with. Civilization 3 is definitely the best 2D Civ game in the whole franchise, so if you want a Civilization game to play that won't give your CPU a stroke every time you play it, Civ 3 is definitely the way to go. In addition, we also have Master of Orion 2, which is pretty much a futuristic version of Civilization 3. If you're a Civilization fan, you are absolutely gonna love this game. You will fit in right at home with this game and all of its mechanics. Managing diplomacy with other races, building a space fleet and ground army, managing different star systems. It's all the goodness of Civilization you already know, just set way into the future. Regardless if you like futuristic gameplay or classic gameplay, both these games are on par with each other's gameplay and will provide equally awesome gameplay for you guys out there. And of course, your PC will not crash and burn. And while you're at it, Sid Meier's American Civil War collection is also fucking awesome. Check that out while you're at it too.
Number 18. Halo 0.
Do I really need to go into detail about what Halo is? Who the fuck doesn't know what Halo is? One of the most famous game sagas ever created. Halo Combat Evolved for PC is known not to be friendly with Intel video cards, so here we have an alternative for you. Halo Zero is a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up similar to the hit shoot-'em-up series known as Metal Slug. Mainly the only difference here, it's Halo. Simple as that. You play as Master Chief, one of the most badass video game characters ever made, and you get all your favorite weapons and vehicles from Halo at your disposal. This may not seem like much at first glance, but take my word for it. This game is actually pretty fun, pretty damn addicting, I noticed, and it's your only option, really, if you have a low-spec PC and you want to play a Halo game on it.
Number 19. Star Wars Dark Forces.
Now here's something you don't see every day, a Star Wars first-person shooter. How many of those do you know in existence? Star Wars Dark Forces, originally released in 1995, is yet another 16-bit 3D first-person shooter that was originally released on MS-DOS and Mac, but it was eventually ported to the PS1 shortly after. This game is pretty much the Star Wars equivalent of id Software's Doom 2, and is an extremely underlooked game. Not many people know about this game, which is a shame because this game is absolutely fantastic. Being a DOS game, your ass bagel of a PC that you have would probably run this game as if the CPU was on idle. Overall, though, this game is very fucking epic and is a must-have for any Star Wars fans out there with shitty-ass PCs.
Number 20. Liberation Army.
Wow, to think I almost forgot about this game. What the fuck was I thinking? Liberation Army is one hell of a freeware game on the PC, and you Mecha and Gundam fans out there are gonna love this one. Liberation Army is an overhead shoot-'em-up bullet hell, or should I say laser hell, game on the PC. And as stated before, this game is totally fucking free to play. You first start out by preparing your massive invasion army in the armament phase of the game, and then when you're ready, you go into combat phase, and when that happens, oh my god, all hell breaks loose. Not to mention, you can improve your armies by buying more powerful weapons and battleships over time. This is pretty much like a Dynasty Warriors game, on crack. If you're a mecha fan who loves massive battles, play this game. Being a surprisingly small game, and of course 2D, your video card and processor will handle this game like a charm.
Number 21. Cortex Command.
This game right here is yet another modder's paradise. No, for God's sake, not that either. But again, good game. Cortex Command is pretty much a 2D version of Gary's mod in a way. This game's core gameplay is that of a 2D side-scrolling shooter, but there's much more to this game than just that. In a skirmish battle, for example, you yourself have to manually place your base where you want it to be placed, and then put any obstacles or anything you want to get in the way of the enemy down as well. Once you've set everything up, you play off from what you just created. This game also has a huge assortment of weapons to play with as well. Like I said before though, this game also has a full-blown scenario editor where you can create whole maps and battlefields to your liking. If you have a sense of creativity and love to make maps for other games, this game will definitely get your attention and is very fun. Plus, your PC will handle it just fine.
Number 22. Mario Forever and Super Mario War.
Have you always wished there was a Super Mario Brothers game on a PC? Well, guess what? There's two of them! Mario Forever is a fan-made Super Mario Brothers game exclusively for PC. The art style of this game is very similar to that of Super Mario Brothers 2, but with much more polished gameplay, pretty much mixed in with Super Mario Brothers 3 and Super Mario World. Whoever made this game is a fucking genius, and is without a doubt a true Mario Brothers fan. Enemies from all three classic games are present in this game, and of course, Bowser's at the end waiting for you. Secondly, we have Super Mario War, and if you're a fan of Super Smash Bros., get ready to have a nerdgasm. This game is pretty much an action game of Super Mario Bros. The goal of the game by default is to stop as many other players as possible until all their lives are depleted, or to have the highest score when the time runs out. However, this game comes with an easy-to-use level editor to make your own maps and stages. For example, believe it or not, that's actually a real stage, no bullshit. But anyway, there are many other game types besides standard stomp till you drop scenarios, such as Get the Chicken, Domination, and Capture the Flag. But if you're a hardcore Mario Brothers fan, these games are definitely for you, and Mario will treat your anus of a PC with care. And plus, these games are both free.
Number 23. American Conquest.
Let's talk about the Total War series. What do we got? We got Shogun 1 and 2 Total War, Medieval 1 and 2 Total War, Rome Total War, Empire Total War, and of course Napoleon Total War, which was released recently. You guys probably know how those games all work by now, right? You send massive armies against other countries and go completely head-to-head with them in combat. Well, if you're a Total War fan and your PC sucks balls, you are gonna cream over this game. American Conquest is pretty much the bastard child of Age of Empires 2 with the Total War series. It merges Age of Empires RTS mechanics with Total War's enormous epic battle style gameplay. The battles in this game are simply huge. You could have hundreds of troops battling it out against each other and your PC will still be running ice cold at the same time. American Conquest is one hell of a hybrid of Age of Empires 2 and Total War, and fans of both games who both have crap PCs will adore this game to death.
Number 24. Shattered Galaxy Online.
Another old MMO that still to this day is fun as hell. Unlike Infantry Online, which is an overhead shoot-'em-up MMO, Shattered Galaxy is an MMO RTS where you control your units on the battlefield and fight other players for total map domination. Before you can go into battle, however, you must select all the units you want to go into combat with in the army selection screen beforehand. So it's very important to select your units wisely, because you're gonna need to in order to survive out there. Even with that in mind, the amount of units that you're allowed to select and customize is enormous with this game, and allows players to really mix up their choices with armies in this game to surprise other players. Even with that in mind, this game is still very fun to play, is free to play, and is purely low-spec PC friendly. So go ahead and enjoy, guys.
Number 25. Soldat.
Here's another 2D side-scrolling shooter for you guys. Soldat's shooting mechanics are actually very similar to that of Gang Garrison 2, but the only difference here is that Soldat's gameplay is a little more faster-paced, and the gameplay itself focuses highly on platforming at the same time as it does on combat. In-game, you are equipped with a jetpack, which you can use to traverse the map at high speed. The maps in this game are designed for you to use the jetpack quite often, since there are big gaps in the land and floating land masses on certain occasions. Combat in this game is very fun and action-packed, providing you with a huge assortment of weapons to choose from and fight against other players online with. Definitely give this game a try if you love shooters. Your PC can definitely handle this one.
Number 26. Age of Empires 2.
Okay, yeah, you guys all saw this one coming. I've been talking about this game all over the fucking place with this montage, so let's get it over with. To put it simply, this game fucking owns. Being what inspired Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds, as both gameplays are literally identical, Age of Empires 2 is a definite classic. First things first, I praise Galactic Battlegrounds for this too. Walls and gates for the win, motherfucker! Anyway, the core RTS gameplay of this focuses pretty much on building up your empire via a series of tech levels, starting up from tech level 1 and eventually progressing all the way to tech level 5. By the time you reach tech level 5, your base and army will become far more powerful and you will unlock many more units to play with. Unlike Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds, however, which had a max of 8 races total if you include its expansion pack, this game, if you include its expansion pack too, has a max of 18 races. Good God, talk about variety. Age of Empires 2 is another game that will blow your mind and not blow your PC when it comes to RTS gaming. Definitely give this game a try. You will fucking adore this game.
Number 27. Fallout Classic Collection.
Ever since Fallout 3 hit stores, everybody all of a sudden raves about Fallout. But it's not like Fallout 3 was the only Fallout game out there, now is it? Whether it be Fallout 1, Fallout 2, or Fallout Tactics, these 3 Fallout games all kick ass. And RPG fanatics with rotted CPUs will love these games. Open world RPG gameplay that will provide you with hours of gameplay time. Keep in mind though that your interactions with people in-game will determine what your future story and gameplay options will be available to you. What path will you take? It's all up to you. Regardless though, the classic Fallout collection is proclaimed to be one of the greatest RPG sagas ever and are a must-try for you guys with Intel Graphics Media accelerators for video cards. Well, 15-minute time limit's almost here, so you know what that means. Click the easy button and we'll move on.